Hello and welcome back to Dead Cells. This is Strawman Gaming. I'm your Strawman. That last run was a bit of an abomination, but we're moving on with our lives. But you know what we're going to do? I'm going to do the daily run, which is a weird thing. Because I thought it was, normally there are seeded runs and there's a very specific set of items or combinations or something that makes the run interesting. But instead, what happens is you get to choose one of two items. So I'm going to take this one. Yeah. And now we just have to get to the end. So it says boss this way. Get this off the screen. And the enemies are quite difficult, I believe, normally. Oh, I love the fast attack of this. And you get to use some items you haven't unlocked yet. This looks like the ossuary, so that means maybe things are quite different. Oh, you get the full map as well. Holy balls. So I'm going to go for, because the last time I did it lasted about 4 minutes, I'm going to go for a full exploration. Oh, I've got a time limit. So this, there will be 2 runs. And also, scrolls are, they upgrade everything. So you get, instead of 50% health, you get 50% plus 50% plus 50%, well, times 50% times 50% again. Ugh. So this crits if enemies are against a wall. Sausages. What is that? Is this bonus points? Not bonus time though. Okay, so we're... While having the star, I seem to gain... Oh, the star wears off, so... Oh, the star. So we get extra points while that's active. Oh, almost die. Also die. Ooh, I don't know what that is, so I'll take it. Yeah, that seems trash. That seems really good. Get spiked. Yeah. I don't need you guys right now. So it just slows them, it doesn't freeze them. Okay, head into the boss, head into the boss. This way. Does it freeze them? I don't really understand it. Oh, more stars. Give me that. When you first do one, it says the path to victory is not necessarily the shortest. But, gosh, that hurts. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna die. Oh my, I hate my life. And so should you. Damage times 2. What does it say damage times 2? Oh, position 3085. It's not bad for the world. I assume there's about 4,000 players. Oh, I can retry. What's the point in a daily run that you can retry? Off the screen. So that's interesting. So it's just a... We didn't go... We had quite a lot of time there, I feel. So maybe I can take a little bit more time to explore. A few more of these. Because there's one back this way. The more of these I have, the more damage I do, the more powerful I am, the more health I have, the more likely I am to... Oh no, I've already got that one. I'm an idiot. Some things, that you can't train out of yourself. Stars. I must have all the stars all the time. More points. There's a star down here. The rapier is an interesting weapon because it motivates you to. You get this isn't the rapier, by the way. I'm aware of that. I'm not a complete moron. It motivates you to roll and then do damage immediately after. Immediately after you roll. Did we ignore this last time? Cool. I think there was a... So I think what you meant to do is like do it a few times, learn what all the scrolls are, and like, oh, damage received times 2 there was my mistake. I don't want that. I didn't even realize I was taking double damage. Ow. Oh, my stupid man. Ugh. Anything up here? No. Apart from... Okay, so we'll get 2 healed. Door! Save me, door! Ah! Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely set on fire. So I'm just going this way a bit to see if there's another scroll before I make my merry... Yes, there is another scroll. Lovely. Need it. Give me that. Oh, an elite enemy. Get to actual heck. Not doing it. So I don't know if you have to have the enemy killed within time, or like the timer stops once you enter into his domain. 4 scrolls, not bad. I assume, even though I have absolutely no frame of reference. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's get going. Oh, why? This was the wrong way. Uh-oh. Why is this guy in here? Oh, great. Everyone's favourite. This is horse crap. Oh, and he's straight onto the BS attacks. Get absolutely. So he goes straight into phase 2. That's really annoying. Oh, I'm playing like an absolute tit as well. Oh my goodness, there's not enough time. Aww. Okay, we'll turn to main menu. 10 minutes of that. Start again from prisoner. Oh my goodness. 1,200 points. Are you kidding me? Oh, so that star must mean finished it. That must mean died. But the fact you can do it over and over again does mean there's a lot of room for, like, grindy improvement. So I don't feel that bad. I mean, even if there wasn't, I still wouldn't have a very good score, I don't think. Get off the screen. And away we go. Give me that. So is that guy? Still don't really know what that door does. Maybe that will be revealed to me later. Maybe the day is a nice warm-up. You know, maybe I do want one of those weapons, so I'm kind of frustrated that I could be 50 runs away from having those weapons. And I want scrolls that good as well. Oh yeah, we said we were going to do the speed run, didn't we? I want that though. Speed run to the toxic place. That. Wait, but the fact he's got a thing means... Oh my goodness. There's some reason to kill this guy. I think he's guarding a rune, maybe? Ugh. So no, he's just getting an amulet, but that was an entirely optional thing that I did immediately after saying I was going to rush to the prisoner's depths. But we can still do that. I just don't need to fight any of these things. Although, I feel like maybe going up is the wrong thing to be doing to get to the prisoner's depths. Oh, come on. Come on, you stupid fat fingers. Cool. Where's the button? Dun, 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 dun. Scroll, always nice. If you don't, this one. If you don't need cells, like if you've got anything unlocked, then sucks. I think we've managed to find everything good this way anyway. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Ah, use the teleporter, you silly fat-fingered fool. So where could it be? So it has to be here, right? Yeah, I think so. I can't remember after how long it closes. I think 2.5 minutes, so... Might be boned already, and you know, finding that elite wasn't smart. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so we could have easily made this had we gone, you know, the right way. Come on, come on. If it's 3 minutes, we're okay. If it's 2.5 minutes, we're screwed. Time doesn't progress in here, so it's okay. 9 cells, like it makes any difference whatsoever. Gives a better starting bow. I've got infinite hours, that's useless. Haven't got any skills. I don't really like this, it makes me play in a way that I'm not really comfortable with. So let's go with the respawn. Because that elite enemy was next to a rune, I thought that meant that there was a rune. I'm still looking for like the floor smash rune. Yep. Okay, so it's 2 minutes you have to do it in. My goodness. Okay, well, we can slow down again. And, you know, start playing properly. Although... it did go fairly well. You know, we got all the upgrades. We got chest. We got something from the shop. We got a usable bow. I feel that incomplete one fight in the daily went quite well. You know, compared to how some of our fights against him have gone in the past. I wonder, yeah, again, he might be a little easier. But he was straight into his more difficult second phase. Or maybe he has less health, I don't know. It's possible. Oops, there's a secret up here. Do I want electric whip? 30% damage on a bleeding target. I think I do. Let's Scales with... Oh, it scales with red. So yeah, that seems better. So if I... Bleed. Bleed. Okay. What are you doing, you stupid? Yeah, okay. Why did everyone get poisoned? Is it because I splashed? I'm gonna do it, just do it. Alright, cool. Fills the whole room with poison. Just like talking about politics. Get electric whip. Yeah. Okay, so it's still better to just use the sword because the electric whip's kind of terrible. Maybe it's 30. I fell with poison again. What is happening? So I guess tactics, because I've got sinew slicer. It's just not a good high damage weapon, but I thought there was a synergy, so I think it's, you know, I think it's forgivable of me that I got it. That I took something inferior. No, I don't think I will. Don't think I'll be engaging that scorpion. So just, yeah, again, the damage was only a 30% increase. If it was 100%, or double damage, or like guarantees a crit, then perhaps it would have been worth it, but... Is this... Oh, you release a cloud when you take damage. Topaz Amulet. Okay. So that's me. That's a good thing. I thought I was getting screwed. $17.50. Gumstrat extraordinaire. So it's infinite arrows. That's probably better from this than this shite whip. I like the way if you don't hold it down long enough, like, I could do a potion. Yeah, I'll go drink it. Alright, sell the whip. I'm sad that my Scumstrat Extraordinaire didn't actually work very well. Biters are really useful. If I hadn't have killed him, as my biters would have. Yeah. Bleed. Get shot. Die, 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 die. Don't do the thing. Why do I keep doing that? This is why I fought that elite that made me miss the time door. I thought it would get me into there. So because this is a roguelike, I would expect these episodes, if I'm doing them every day, to be a little bit shorter, kind of 20 to 30 minutes rather than 30 to 45 they have been, unless a run goes really well. So if a run goes really well, I want that. It'll be longer, because it takes as long as a run takes. So if you see a video that's like an hour long, you're like, okay, cool, this guy, you know, finally beat the incomplete one again. And is making progress. I didn't... Oh, I meant to take the purple one. But anyway. And in cases where it's like an hour-long run, there won't be one the next day just because I have a finite amount of time and want to produce content that is of a certain... certain caliber, and if I do an hour-long run and then a bunch of little runs, I will just get frustrated. Time door. it's got to be over here. So I'll go up to this teleporter. And I always say, you know, make the content you want to make. You know, don't worry about what people want to see. I mean, worry about it a little bit. Like, don't just make a video of me eating sandwiches. Because it's not going to have a... You know, people like ASMR, so maybe. But most people wouldn't invest their time to watch me eat a cheese sandwich. If you would, then that's cool. I'm not shaming you. But I think... I mean, this isn't exactly... I wouldn't necessarily say this was superior to that, but... Anyway, my point is, make the content you want to make. I think an important part of that is not playing a game that you're frustrated with. It's why Kerbal Space Program is on hiatus, and that is hiatus. Like, it will come back. I was having a play around with it off camera yesterday, and well, I ended up getting frustrated with it and launching my Kerbals into solar space. Because the game was screwing me around. Or, you know, science is hard and I was screwing myself around. In any case, you know, when I find something I want to do that's a bit more fun, like I might play around in Kerbal with sandbox mode, where everything's unlocked from the beginning and you just kind of have an objective. Because I was trying to go to like the outer planets like Jewel and Elu, and I just couldn't make any damn sense of it because, you know, if you go from Earth on a transfer orbit, like ideally something like a home and transfer orbit, is the most efficient way. Your path takes you from your orbit into the, like, I guess you want to go into circular orbit, so it doesn't matter, but like into your apoapsis of your new orbit around a new planet in one smooth arc. I just couldn't make sense of it. It didn't make sense. The distances involved are like too big and the timescales are too long. So like my transfer to Elu was like 4 years. I'm like, I don't know where to start this maneuver because I cannot figure it out. I cannot make myself have an encounter with Elu 4 years from now. It's just absolutely like cooking my noodle. And also the game only has, I think, 10,000 times speed. And you know, 10,000 times is very, very fast. But when the time scale is like 4 or 5 years, it takes a really long time. Maybe there's a mod that improves that, but I don't have it as yet. So, you know, these are things I want to solve. I also want to take a space plane to the moon. But again, I haven't really invested a lot of time and effort into unlocking space plane stuff. Because landing on the moon when you have wheels is, you know, significantly easier because you use a lot less fuel. Because you can kind of come in hot and ablate your speed via, you know, just traditional brakes rather than having to use fuel. But then taking off from the moon in a space plane is more difficult because the moon doesn't have gravity. Doesn't have gravity, what a stupid statement. Doesn't have an atmosphere, so you can't produce lift from your wings. So no matter how fast you get yourself going, you'll never have... Well, actually that's not true. You can get yourself going along the surface fast enough that you will start to orbit. But it's quite risky. We don't have any burning. My bow with infinite arrows I'm quite attached to. So yeah, that's something I want to try, but again, to do it you have to get to the moon, like, Okay, so let's go fully inside baseball. I was going to leave it so that... Is that much better? Not really. I think the blood source would get better against the boss. I was going to leave the save with Jebediah dead and Valentina Kerman stranded orbiting the moon in her EVA suit, but I was rewatching the video. Well, my wife was rewatching the video. I want both. And I created a save point just as probably, you know, 30 kilometers above the moon as Valentina Kerman was coming in. So I can just revert to that. Oh, I was looking for the toxic sewers and it's like, where's the heck's the toxic sewers? But we're already in the toxic sewers. So I'll revert to that and then do the moon landing properly and Yeah, and then we go from there, because you get so much science from going to the moon, but I'm just really frustrated with that. These are all the parts you've got, and the limitations I'm facing at the minute are because of my own incompetence rather than from the parts that are available to me. 300. But still, it is frustrating. I was kind of losing... I wasn't as interested as I wanted to be, and I worried that was going to affect my commentary. But, you know, taking a break from it. And it might come back as a... I mean, this is almost certainly what's going to happen. I'm going to start more curated content. So, more editing, less, you know, just constant droning commentary. I go down to 2 series, and 2 daily series, and like kind of weekly, more heavily edited videos. So probably want this if I'm coming up on a boss. Did I not talk to him the first time? Was that because I've died? It gets like released? That's cool. That'll do nothing against the boss. Neither will this, but I guess this'll help me get to the boss. So yeah, that's where we are with content. We're gonna have Dead Cells. We're gonna have Talos Principle for the foreseeable future. Well, that game's probably 2 or 3 weeks from being finished. And once I've done that, I'll probably go to probably Dark Souls 3, but maybe Nier Automata, as I said in a previous episode. And I've got some Assassin's Creed Black Flag stuff coming that might be good. It might be absolutely terrible, but it's kind of just an experiment at this point. I want to make it, and there's some stuff I want to show you in that game, even if it was just fighting. There's like 4 boss ships in the 4 corners, you know, kind of doing some cool naval combat. I'd be for that, you know. Edited battle, or, you know, the battles in their entirety, but all the grindy nonsense in between. I meant to kill this guy before I aggroed it. Okay, this is the freshest of hells. Like this. Oh, zombies, you nerds. Ah. Oh, is this better? Dive attacks leave flammable oil on the ground. Versus... No, the one I've got's better. Well, 10% less damage is pretty good. But I have no use for survival. Yeah, literally no use for survival. Other than the health, which I now wish I'd taken. Yeah, so the Black Flag content, I'm kind of looking forward to. Like, I'm having trouble editing it because there's bits of it I'm trying to fit to music. And that's quite difficult because your eye, you don't... If you sync stuff perfectly to music, it doesn't look the way you think it will. Like, you have to sync it to... This will sound really stupid. You have to sync it to when your eye sees it, effectively. What? Sorry. I looked away from the screen for a second to look at my microphone, and that happened. See, even when stuff synced perfectly, it doesn't look synced perfectly. Which is a strange phenomenon that I'm having so much trouble dealing with. You know, because it's perfectly on beat down to like 1/60th of a frame, and it looks off. But if you offset it by like, what's something like 40 milliseconds, our eyes see it as looking right. Which is just, humans are just weird, man. So is this damage plus 50? I don't know if that means all my damage gets better, but there's no harm. Because, you know, it's still useful against the incomplete one. I'm feeling increasingly doubtful of our ability to beat. Okay, so we're at 30 minutes. It's not going to be a hugely long episode, potentially, because I'll probably die to the incomplete one, but we're getting up there. So yeah, singing stuff to music has been a bit of a bane of my life at the minute. But I think because I'm creating something, I'm so much more sensitive to like even slight problems with it, whereas people will watch it once and be like, okay, that seemed like it was synced to music, or that was very exciting, or whatever. Whereas I'm like, oh, that's just absolute hot trash. What are you doing? You know, like, that's like half a beat off, whereas no one else would really care or notice. I can think of one person that would notice, but, you know, most of the viewing public, who, to their credit, aren't going to be watching my content, wouldn't notice, or if they did, they wouldn't care, and if they cared, well, they might be quite hostile about it, because it's YouTube, but I don't think it's the biggest of deals. There's a lot of content on YouTube, mine included, to be honest, that's barely edited at all. I mean, mine shouldn't be, because the whole point of it is, it's like, to me, it's about experiencing games with someone. Like, I kind of think of this channel as people that don't have time, you know, people are busy, they don't have time to play a game, they don't have time to, like, I'm gonna overstate this point here. They don't have time to, sorry, my mic is not completely perfect, so life is suffering. So they don't have time to, like, you know, turn on their Xbox and then wait for it to do all its obligatory updates, because it's... This is tripping me out, man. All its obligatory updates because they haven't turned it on in 2 weeks because they're so busy, and then find the game and put that in and wait for that to update, and then get the controller and like, oh, that's gone flat, plug it into charge. When they could just, like, turn on the computer and press play and like, oh, okay, I can enjoy the sense of progression, and I guess it sounds really sad, but like togetherness that something like this can, well, the fake togetherness that something like this can provide in a world where, like, we're increasingly, like, atomized and isolated. It, you know, I like to think that, you know, the way old people used to, or still do, leave the TV on for, like, company. I think of it, like, almost like that. Like, even if you're not into the gameplay or not really interested in what I'm saying, it's a voice. And it's a voice that you will become, you know, if you're subscribed when you watch a lot, become increasingly familiar with, and, you know, maybe even become comforted by. That's a grandiose claim, but, you know, if one person watched this and was like, because I, you know, I have people like that. I watch, as I've mentioned it many times, I watch Northern Lion, and I've fallen asleep to him a lot, and I just put his content on because, you know, it's familiar. I know what the kind of things he's gonna say. I know his shtick. You know, it's like almost like a safe place. You know, who else is like that? It's like, it's a weird comparison, but like David Attenborough documentaries. You know, his voice is so familiar. You know, he's going to be dealing with animals. He's got a very specific way in which he talks. It's, well, like, oh, you know, all that stuff. It's very familiar and comforting. So I would like to be that. I know I'm not that yet. I know I have too many problems with my gameplay and my commentary, and it's too gappy and it's too up and down all over the place, but, you know, that's an end goal, is to be something that people come to for, like, comfort and as well as enjoyment. I don't really see anything wrong with those goals, you know. I'm not saying like I provide a service or I'm some sort of saint, you know, not at all. I'm just playing games and talking about it, but, you know, it's a thing I've enjoyed and a service that I've benefited from, that I think I could, you know, I think I have something to offer in that regard. Maybe I don't, but I think with time I could. I'm just noticing, has the mouse been on the screen the whole time? I don't think so. That's what I'd like to get to. You know, kind of what it is that I think I'm working towards, which is important to have, like, a grasp of that. Okay, so we are getting pretty strong. I'm kind of worried we're gonna... I mean, I shouldn't worry about this, because, like I said, we'll just not do an episode the day after, because this one could be absolutely huge. And I can't remember what it's called. I want to call it the Howling Fjord, but I think it was Foggy or Misty Fjord. It comes after the after the... My mic's being very weird. Okay, that's more like it. That comes after the incomplete one. You know, it's... The enemies get stronger so quickly. Like, so much stronger than even I'm getting strong here with my... idiotic behavior. Okay, my mic is really annoying me. And you'll be able to hear it, you know, the clarity will go from like that to like this, which is very, very different. Okay, so it should sound like this. And I do my best, but the problem is the microphone is in front of me, but so is the screen, so trying to have it offset just enough that the voice isn't affected, but also the screen isn't blocked. It's proving difficult. Maybe it's like further back. Okay. You're going down. No, it sounds bad again. Oh my goodness. Today's just Inside Baseball edition of... So have it higher? Does that sound better? Oh my god, I don't know. There? Okay, that'll do. I can hear myself. It's not perfect. As I said that, I could feel it like gnawing at the inside of my brain, like, yeah, it's not perfect, you say? Well then fix it. Which I haven't done. I'll put my mouth really close to it. Do some ASMR. Hey there, Mr. Zombie Guy. That's enough of that. I always, whenever I do that, I'm always like, I will never do that again. You can relax, but I always come back to it, because ASMR fascinates me. I don't like it. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. You know, but it's just like, it's not a thing. I hate when I do that. It's not a thing that I don't think it works for me, like, oh my gosh. This is the ASMR crowd, somehow using their mind powers to throw me off the building. Okay. Maybe we should turn my mic the other way up, because at the minute it's upside down, hanging from a Rode PSA 1 arm on a blue shock mount to reduce vibrational noise. It does do a great job of that. But maybe good to have it lower, but then it gets something over my hands. I don't know. It's just my ongoing microphone issues. It's just part of the fabric of the channel now, I guess. I mean, one day I'll replace it with like a proper XLR condenser microphone and a USB interface, but those things are expensive. I kind of should have done that from the start. You know, back when I was first putting all my money into this endeavor. I can't unlock. I can unlock this, but I don't. Magnetic grenade might be. I can't even afford it. So I'll unlock this. And all spare things going to help. Okay. Don't have much choice about the matter. Okay. Pop filter. There we go. So I've got infinite hours, so I don't need to be close to him. I've got bleed, which I can stack. I've got my left trigger, I've got my right trigger. Yeah. Helps you face him. I didn't realize he's stacked bleed. Ah, not smart. Okay, so there's a lot of passive damage here. But I am taking a lot of damage. Needlessly. Yep. That just comes out of nowhere. Don't you die, don't you die. Don't wait. I will one day remember about that. Ooh. This is the most mind-floodingest boss of all time, and this is by far the easiest boss in this game. I believe. Oh, you can interrupt him, apparently? Ah, sausages. I died. Okay, well that's the end of episode, 41 minutes, so there probably should be one tomorrow, because it's not really outside the margins for error here. But if you like the episode, hit that like button, leave a comment down below saying what you'd like to see me do, or what you liked about it. I want to go back to the Toxic Sewers and get that time gate, so we can do that next time. If you didn't like the episode though, hit that dislike button, leave a comment down below saying what you didn't like about it. Maybe you don't like all the microphone discussion. You know, that's an entirely valid complaint. And I think it does sound like, at the minute, this right here, I think does sound really good. But I don't know what I've done differently, if I'm honest. I think it's just a little bit higher. Anyway, I mean, you content every single day, excuse me. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. This has been Strawman Gaming. I'm your Strawman, and I will see you tomorrow.